friends, Caddy here. I'm back with a process video. This layout is titled We'll Be Back, and it's sort of a 4th of July kind of colored scheme, or I don't know. It wasn't really meant to be 4th of July colors, but I kind of picked the colors from my photo. And this is a photo, it's a collage that I created on my phone on one of the apps, and it's just some pictures from Vegas. My boyfriend and I and friends of ours, we went last year to Vegas, and this is the pictures that we took by the Vegas sign, the famous Vegas sign, and this was the day we were leaving, so that's why I wanted to scrap these pictures. And there's some funny ones. The smaller ones are really funny. The guy that was taking the pictures would tell us to jump, or put your hands up, or different things. So we have some funny shots. So I really wanted to scrap those. And then basically I'm just kind of layering. I layer on some craft paper. Those papers that you see back there, that blue one with the sort of little stars, that as well as the red one with the white circles, those are some really old papers. I don't even know where they're from. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what brand they are. They're just really old papers. And I'm cleaning out my craft room, and I'm just going through stuff, and I just kind of want to start working through my stash a little bit better than I have because I've been saying I'm going to do that, and I just don't don't actually do it. So I'm working on that. So those papers, I don't know where they're from. That red one that is in front, that's from the Die Cuts with a View travel adventure stack, and that was a scrap that I had, a piece of that paper, so I wanted to use that as well. And then I just kind of started this layout without really knowing, without a plan, which is usually how I begin. Right now I'm just moving everything down. And I'm just kind of, I'm like I said, I'm just taking the colors from the picture. There's blue and there's red. It's the main colors that you see in the picture. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to use up this border pack. I believe that's from Color Book. It's an old border pack. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. This paper, I punched out a few of those stars, but I don't end up using them. I end up using one and then behind another embellishment, so I don't really end up using those. So here I go. I'm just layering on craft, on black, just to add like some dimension, some some interest, and that's just what I'm doing, and just to make things pop a little bit more. So first I'm going to back it with that blue paper, and I have to say I'm happy to be back. As I mentioned in my haul video a few days ago, I was on vacation, so I've been kind of out of the scrapbooking world for for some time. I mean, I still keep up with the Facebook groups as much as I can, and just try to keep up with videos whenever I can, but myself, I haven't been making videos. I haven't been scrapbooking. I don't think I had made a layout in almost a month, so I'm happy to get back into it and keep making layouts. And I was on vacation, so I have tons of pictures to scrap. So I'm taking some of these Lindy's Stamp Gang, and that's the blue Hawaiian blue and the Cafe Olay, and I'm just I don't end up using that background. The mist kind of seeped into that paper in a weird way. I don't know. I didn't really like how it looked, so I don't end up using that. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna just stitch that whole paper. And then what I end up doing is I end up using that as just to stabilize the paper that I do use, because it's one of those really flimsy and light papers, the one that I end up using. And then this blue stripe, this is actually like a blue grayish stripe pattern that I created with modeling paste. So the stripes are modeling paste with some blue paint. and that was just in my little thing of scraps. So that's what I just kind of pulled that from there, and you know, not really for any particular reason, just because it was in my stash and in my scraps, and I just wanted to use it up. So there I go. I'm switching out my paper, and I went through the stack of papers that I have, and that one is from Recollections, and that one is called Tan Quilt. So that's the paper I'm using in the background. And I kind of wanted to swap it out, not only because I didn't like that you know, the way that the mist looked on the paper, but you know, it was looking too red, white, and blue. And yeah, it is 4th of July, and you know, it kind of goes, but you know, I didn't want it to be red, white, and blue because it's not a 4th of July layout, even though you can, you know, you could technically use it. I mean, it's not a big deal. But you know, just I didn't want it to be, you know, red, white, and blue. So I'm taking now some modeling paste and some of that acrylic paint. It's called, I believe it's called Real Navy, and I put some of that blue, Hawaiian blue Lindy's stamp gang in there. And I'm using this Amy Tan stencil, which is one of the goodies I got from Lisa, Nurse Lisa. Hi Lisa. And I love these little stencils. They're super cute, and you know, and they're small, and they're just great for using with modeling paste. So I'm just gonna do 2 of those along the top, and then I'm gonna do 1 on the bottom, and that's just, again, to just add some interest and some dimension to the page. I'm just cleaning up little areas where I kind of went outside of the stencil. And I love the way that blue color turned out. It was really pretty blue. I guess that when I mixed it with the blue Hawaiian blue, it kind of lightened it a little bit and gave it just a really, really, really light shimmer. Yeah, I mean, you really can't tell that much because it's mostly the acrylic paint, but very light shimmer. And then I'm just drawing that with the heat tool. And then those Project Life cards that you see on the left, I planned on using those, but I don't end up using them. I pulled them out because I want to try to use them, but I didn't use them. And then this border pack. That border, that blue one that I'm using right now, that is from, I believe it's K & Company. And it's just a border pack that I've had forever. And I'm just really trying to get this stuff used up. You know, I have so much stuff, and now that I'm kind of organizing my craft space and just looking through it, I just realized how much, I mean, you know what, really I don't have that much stuff, but you know, it's a lot for me. There's a lot of things that I want to use and that I haven't used, and you know, it just want to get things used up. You know, and a lot of the things I have, you know, sometimes you have the issue where you have a bunch of things and you don't end up using them because after a while you don't like them anymore. But most of the stuff I have I still like, and I still want to use. I just have to kind of find the time and the layout to use it on. But you know, I just hopefully I'm gonna have my schedule. I'm kind of working out my schedule so that I can scrap more regularly and, you know, post videos and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Now that you know, vacation is out of the way, I can go back to normal life. And then I'm just adding my title with these tile thickers or stickers, tile letters, I guess, from American Crafts. And then my title is "We'll Be Back," because we will be back. We absolutely loved Vegas. It was so much fun. We were only there for like 3 days. But you know, we did a lot. We visited a lot of the hotels and the casinos, and we went to the Grand Canyon, and you know, we went to see a show, and it was really nice. we had a great time. So hopefully we'll be back soon. You know, there's always stuff to see in Vegas and stuff to do, so definitely a place you can go back to many times, and you're always going to have a good time, especially if you go with friends. It's always fun. And then I'm just using my Tombow glue to glue those letters down, because the adhesive on them is very, very bad. As you can see, you know, the letters that are in the pack, how they're all kind of coming apart because they don't stick. They don't stick to that background. So, you know, I just use some glue to adhere those. And I'm trying to make those little punch outs, little stars that I punched out kind of work, but in the end I don't make them work. And I'm gonna start just adding some embellishments. I can't add too much because it's kind of already busy, but just add a few little Mombi chip circle embellishments. And my video does cut off, of course, because of storage on my iPad, but you know, you see most of it get done. I'm gonna add these little rhinestone arrows, and then yeah, basically what you don't see me do in the end is just kind of adhere everything down and the little circle embellishments. But other than that, I don't really add anything else to it. And I'm kind of trying to figure out, I want to make that vellum piece work, but it doesn't, so I don't end up using it. And that just says good times. And here I go, I'm using that background that I didn't like to back that paper, because that Recollections paper is really, really flimsy. It's that really thin paper, you know, and it's just, it doesn't work. So yeah, I just wanted to make that a little bit sturdier. And then I'm using some of these Mombi chip stickers. The one on top says documented, the one on the bottom says this happened. And then I'm using just that circle with a geotag that says we are here. And then I thought about using those little chipboard frames, but I don't end up using them. And I've gone through that Mombi chip pack not pretty quickly, but I used up most of it. I love that Mombi chip pack. I think that has to be my favorite embellishment pack that I have ever bought. I've used so much of it. And these circle ones are really, really cute as well. There I go. I'm just using some just punching out some cardstock in craft, and just, you know, backing those. So there you go, my video cut off. So here's the finished layout. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for taking the time to leave your sweet comments. If you have any questions, please let me know, and stay tuned for more videos to come. Bye bye.